All right, we're
Hey,
live.
Mike.
Okay. Ready to rock and roll. Got it. Okay, good morning, everybody. January 6th, time flies. And we have, of course, the slaughterhouse of failure is not in our destiny. In fact, I need to take away the word not and modify it because success is in our horizon, something like that. We'll persevere until we succeed. Anyway, today we'd like to talk about something that is, I think, could be impactful. And the thing is, we'll start by asking a question: what differentiates your business from another similar one? You know, we went to CBD. I mean, we went to an expo, a health expo, and there were 17 booths with CBD on it. If you go to a gym and say, you know, what differentiates your gym from another? Oh, we're less expensive. You can pay over time. We've got more equipment. We've got better equipment, open longer hours, whatever. Oh, but that's exactly what your competition says. So what differentiates our groups here in this business from others? So years ago, there was a book that was written by Peter Drucker. It was called The Peter Principle, and where we should reinvent ourselves. Why? Well, in our business, when I started anyway, it was, you know, the neighbor, the doctor next door, the doctor down the road, and so on. Today, we've got a business which is all over the country. So we can't do meetings in person anymore. We can't have that weekly fuzzy-wuzzy breakfast meeting that we used to have and be able to encourage everybody and have the camaraderie and be able to, you know, to work in a warm environment. Today, we've got people all over the country. So we need to look into a little bit more in depth. What do we know about the doctor or the clinic or the staff that has just got the scanner? What do we know about the doctor? Do we know anything personal about the kids, the pets, the hobbies, the sports? Do we know anything about the doctor or the staff? You know, do we ever follow up with a little note of professional, like, you know, something in their profession? By the way, Doc, I just came across this article of optometry. Dr. Tears here. I thought this might be of interest. You may not have seen it. So what do we know about the people that we place the scanners with? Do we really follow up with that? Any periodic updates? Like, for example, Dan, you just mentioned a few minutes ago there's going to be a big waves or something somewhere. Well, you know, after a hurricane, a tornado, frigid cold conditions, do we pick up the phone and say, hi, we were thinking about you? How did it go? Are you okay? So I just want to start with that and kind of put it out there that we should introspect a little bit and see how we can take our business to another level of excellence.
Yeah, there's companies out there building their brands properly, building a positive brand. There's companies out there not doing a great job with it. And the ones that are doing a good job with it are the ones that are prospering and you know, get word of mouth advertising and marketing and, you know, with social media. You know, a lot of times people tend to point out the negative experiences that they have, which for the companies or the brands that are doing poorly in that area, you know, they're getting lots of negative press. But the companies that are doing everything correctly, you know, have built their brand based on a couple of different factors that I'm going to get into when differentiating your brand. They're getting positive press through social media. People are talking about what a great company they are, posting, you know, specific things that they do. And Lawrence is going to talk about the Chewy principle. But what is brand differentiation? You know, it's basically the process of showing the world or your customers how your business is different from the competition or how your products are different from the competition. And it doesn't matter if your idea is the same as somebody else or if it's revolutionary, or if you're creating a new market, sooner or later, people are going to come knocking on your door in that market if you've created that market. Smart competitors are going to use every resource at their disposal to squeeze your margins and your market share because they're trying to grow their business. But are they doing it the proper way? Most businesses offer similar products and services. I mean, we have similar products and services to Beautycounter and multiple other different companies in the skincare space or in the supplement space. But how are we differentiating our company, our specific individual businesses, and the products that we offer from the others? How do you stand out from and differentiate yourself from the customers, from the competitors? I'm sorry. And I looked into a bunch of different ways that you could do that, but there were two that stood out in every single article that I looked at. Every in Inc. magazine, Money magazine, all the major magazines, there's articles on differentiating yourself and building your brand. But two stood out. One is unique products and services. And the second one is creating a great customer experience, customer service, right? And I talk about this a lot. The reason I was successful in medical device was because everybody was my customer and I treated everybody like a customer and made sure that they had the most positive experience with me possible, and the products that I represented. And when you do that, it really shows people that you care, that you're passionate, but it can also differentiate, even if your products are a little bit more expensive, if your customer service is so exceptional that they haven't received customer service like that before or similar, there's studies that show that people are willing to pay a premium for that.
So, when I mentioned reinvent ourselves with the Peter Principle, Peter Drucker wrote that book, and I mentioned that we are constantly in change. It's a dynamic world. And where we used to have our meetings, today we've got the internet where we can do what we're doing now. We're visually seeing people from various parts of the country and other countries as well. And this is where we can start to really make a really big difference with all the people that we have that have the scanners. But here's something fantastic, I believe. So this week, my wife, Kari, posted, well, not this week, she posted some months ago on her Facebook, she posted a picture of our parrot on her Facebook page, her Facebook. And, and other pets as well. Well, here we got in the mail a hand-painted, and it's on a canvas, hand-painted note from a company called Chewy. And the legend on here is actually quite witty as well. And it says, a parrotty, its national bird. A party is a parrotty is national birds day National Bird Day this month, and we wanted to honor Popeye. That's the parrot's name, with his impeccable portrait. Birds of a feather, your Chewy family. Now here's a company that, just so you know, has 21,000 employees. Was started in 2011. By a guy called Ryan Cohen and Michael Day. They founded it in 2011. So we get a hand-painted painting of a parrot, which Kari put on the internet, of her own parrot with its name. And today's National Bird Day, I had no idea. But what does this create? This creates the raving fans that Tony Robbins talks about. Create raving fans, people that are going to love your product, love you. And it's all about what we just talked about, is the personal relationship. It's the customer service. So what did Kari do? Immediately, OMG, on Facebook and say, look what Chewy did. So then everybody starts to look and say, well, who's Chewy? And I just looked it up, and they call themselves a pet pharmacy. They now have everything on there. So, and on top of which, for example, when it's the dog's birthday, they'll send a birthday card for the dog. When the pet dies, they send flowers. Who does that? 21,000 employee company, publicly traded. I mean, this is not a normal thing. But what did it do? It catapulted the company to a position of excellence, a position of going way beyond. And that's why I'm saying when we place a scanner, we should actually have a continuity of a relationship with that doctor, with the staff. I'm saying the staff, the office manager. You know, the pharmaceutical companies give their reps donuts to take and so on. Okay, well, that's something. It's nice. I don't think sugar, but it's nice. But we actually haven't done that. We don't really take that interest in saying, Doc, I just heard there's a storm in your area. Is your staff all right? Did you lose electricity? I don't know, whatever. But to have that personal attention with the staff, with the doctors, on a periodic basis, send them some information. There's an article about chiropractic. Here we are, Doc. This is something I thought might be interesting. And it's something that is very worthwhile. Why is that? Well, I just wanted to take into consideration something, just as an example. So if a healthcare professional places 40 patients a month, that's two a day, 40 a month, on LifePak, $76 a month. That's in a year, that would be $36,000 of just LifePak, 2 patients a day. That's at 30%, that's $10,000 a year. That's $900 and something, $912 a month. If you place 3 patients a month, 3 patients a day, that's 4 patients a day, excuse me, 4 patients a day would be 80 patients a month. $72,000 a year at 30%. 30% is $21,000 a year. It's $1,800 a month. My question is, to have money coming in at $1,000, $1,800, $2,000, how much would we have to invest in an apartment as a real estate to have the rent coming in like that? Well, each one of these scanners is like us having an apartment, having a real estate rental property. Why shouldn't we spend a little time with them to make sure that we're taking care of our interests and their interests? Because their interests, their success, our success depends on theirs. So I just wanted to, or we just wanted to point out this thing. I was blown away with this Chewy thing, because this is something that gets the grassroots moving. You know, it's like the patient who's getting a supplement, and he also will get a note from maybe the physician. We've got to put that into it too. How are you feeling? How's it going? You know, you've taken the product for 3-5 months now. You know, do you feel any difference? Just the little touches which the doctors think they don't have any time to do. But actually there's software today that will allow us to do that. There is software that we can do that. We've now got software where we can reach people with follow-ups and stay on top of everything. Wow. We can do it. We can be exceptional. We are exceptional. And our own companies, each one of us has our own companies. Each one is our own Chewy. Every one of us has our own Chewy with our own group of people. So I was just blown away by that. And that's why Dan and I were talking about, you know, taking us to the next level of excellence, where we can and should be, to differentiate us from more, apart from the products, which already we do, apart from the scanner. That's the next step, the personal, the empathy, the personal attention.
You know, when Lawrence and I were talking about this, we talked about Chewy, and then the other company that came to mind for me, we don't do a lot of fast food, But when we do, we usually do Chick-fil-A. And Chick-fil-A, the differentiator there is their customer service. Everybody's always pleasant. Their food's good. But everybody there, from the person that takes your order, for the person that gives you your order. I mean, it's just everybody's super nice. They say thank you and sir, and it's just a completely different customer service experience from any other businesses out there right now. So that's their key differentiator. And we can all be our own differentiators. We're products of the products, right? We can be the differentiator in that manner because we can actually experience the products and then explain to people what we've felt, like Lawrence was saying. But, you have to be laser focused in your differentiators and your positioning, to gain credibility, visibility, because our marketplace is very crowded, right? The skincare or the supplement market is very crowded, but you can't be everything to everyone. And you have to demonstrate what makes you truly unique. And, we see this in the social media side where they're taking control of that customer service experience. They're buying in bulk. They're sending out products in a little bag with a note and, maybe a couple of sample products and things like that. That's a key differentiator. They are their own differentiator. They're the customer service. They're offering a unique product. They're offering a unique service. So why do you need to differentiate your brand and your branding? Because it helps build credibility and generates customer loyalty, which in turn is going to drive growth. When done right, a brand differentiation is going to make it easier for customers to choose between close alternatives. It helps people justify paying a premium price. It also allows customers to rationalize their purchases even more easily, right? So there's a bunch of different reasons that we all need to create our own brand, and our brand can be our customer service. It can be that personal touch that Lawrence is talking about. When a person is faced with a shelf of products or similar services, what motivates their decision? What motivates your decisions when you're faced with that? How do you choose one product or service over another? I know for me, if I'm at the store and I'm going down an aisle and I'm looking for Band-Aids or something, there's so many choices. I just throw up my arms and usually just walk away and then call Kate and be like, man, you need to grab Band-Aids the next time you're at the store. Because I just get frustrated because I don't know what the best Band-Aids are. So, but to my point, the thing that motivates decisions is that product differentiation, or and that can be customer service. So it doesn't mean that you're completely differentiated from similar products, but at least you have one element that distinguishes and elevates it from others. So take for instance LumiSpa. There's a lot of things that LumiSpa does that none of the other products on the market do. I was just at TJ Maxx the other day. There's a facial cleanser there for $15. But does it do what the LumiSpa does? And that's a huge price difference, and most people are probably just going to grab that product, but it's not going to work or work as effectively. So it's really not even worth the $15. But product differentiation and service differentiation matter because hundreds of new products and services are entering the marketplace every single day. So you need to figure out how to differentiate yourself and your business from other businesses out there. The second thing is customer service. There's lots of different ways to do this, but I believe customer service, and that's the approach that Chewy's taken, is customer service and creating a customer experience, right? And it doesn't matter if you're buying products or if you bought products in the past, and if you have a pet that passes. I read another article about another experience about Chewy, and a woman posted about she bought a bunch of dog food, and then one of her pet passed, and she called Chewy. It was like a couple $100 worth of product, and she called them and said, hey, my dog passed. Is there any way that I can send this product back? Times are tough and I need the money. They said, absolutely not. Sorry for the death of your pet, your beloved pet. Take that food and give it to somebody who needs it, or take it to a shelter and donate it. They could have easily said, send it back and we'll give you your money back. But they're doing the right thing. So when people have a great customer experience, that then in turn builds loyalty and grows your business. And when a customer isn't happy or their experience isn't great, the opposite happens. There's a study that 33% of consumers will tell their friends and families about a terrible experience. So, if you even have one terrible experience, in today's day and age, they can put it on Yelp, they can put it on your town's Facebook page. Here in Hershey, we have Friends of Hershey PA, a Facebook page. And trust me, anything bad that happens in this town, or a bad customer service experience at a restaurant or any business, it gets posted on there, and then everybody comments on it. So that's the wrong way to differentiate, right? You don't want any negative press. You don't want any negative customer service experiences. But really, creating a stellar or novel experience can help your business stand out in a meaningful way. And that's what Chewy's doing. They're creating a novel customer experience. No other companies that I know of are doing that. No other company that I know of are sending flowers when a pet dies. No, or sending a picture, a hand-painted picture. So there's a direct correlation also between a customer's experience and their willingness to pay more for products and services, right? So there's a lot of different reasons to promote that customer experience and move that to the top of the things that you want to do to create a healthy long-term business. That should be, in my opinion, that should be your number one, and branding, personal branding, and that building a customer experience should be number two.
Well, 100%. We've already got $100 million worth of differentiator between us and every other every other nutraceutical company with a scanner. So that's already a huge differentiator. The fact that we can test, measure, prove, and guarantee that the products work. The first part is done. We've got products that are outstanding, that are second to none. We've got all the science and all the rest of it. So we already got a differentiator. But now I'm saying we've got to take it to another step, another level, because times change. And we've got the example. I was blown away by this thing, this Chewy thing, absolutely blown away. And what happened is, everybody starts, you mentioned, Dan, 33% have the negative experience, they'll mention it. But very often, if you have an outstanding experience, you'll be more likely to talk about it than if you have a negative experience, unless it was a really, really bad one. Because we all have some bad experience, but when it's amazing, good, you'll be more likely to talk about it because it's an emotional thing. Dan, I just wanted to ask you, I just looked on the chat. We put the thing at the beginning, and some people joined a bit later for the 10 o'clock call with Charlie Patterson's on the Facebook thing. Can you put it back again?
Yeah, it's on there. It's if you scroll up on the
yeah, but some people, if they join late.
Oh yeah. Okay, gotcha. Okay. We'll add that.
Yeah. So I don't know. We're about at the time. Does anybody have any question, or anybody anything they'd like to comment, or anything like to mention? Anybody got anything to say? Nothing? Going once, twice?
We nailed it again. Lawrence.
Nobody got anything to say? What?
Yes,
Never.
I do. Hi, it's Dana. How are you guys? Good morning.
Hi, David.
Hi. Sorry, I joined a little bit late, and I just joined as you were talking about product differentiation. It's funny because I just did an assignment last night for my master's program about this subject, and it's just serendipitous that you guys would be discussing it now. But with that being said, I was thinking, what would be your 20-second commercial, if you will, if somebody said what makes Pharmanex products, let's say LifePak or LifePak Nano, what makes that different than other supplementation that's on the market? And if you could just give me what good sounds like and how you would answer that question in maybe 20 seconds, that'd be great.
Proof. Test, measure, guarantee, prove in 30 seconds the absorption compared to anybody else. We can guarantee the absorption of our product because we have the device to measure that. $100 million worth.
Would you discuss, I know that's a very concise answer, but how about the quality of the ingredients? Would you add that into your short?
Sure. That's actually what I lead with most times. We've got 75 full-time employed scientists, the largest anti-aging research company in the US. You know, we've got the passport to the future, which is science, technology, innovation. And by the way, this year, 2023, we're investing $500 million in where artificial intelligence meets DNA so that we can personalize your requirements with a company that's 40 years old that has the answers.
Yeah, I would just add success quality process, looking at everything from differentiation to efficacy, the blend of the proper blend so that there's a synergistic effect of the ingredients, especially when they talk about, why do you have a minimal amount compared to others for particular ingredients. And that's when I start talking about the synergistic effect. And maybe not needing that many. Maybe we're overdosing on some of those things if you have the right blend.
Great, thank you.
And in the case of nanotechnology, the absorption is very efficient, which is expensive, but it's efficient.
Right. All right. Thank you.
Sure. Anybody else? No? Okay, well, at 10 o'clock now, there's this other call. And Nathan Ricks is the person that eventually we'll all be under. He was one of the first people to be the first distributor when Nu Skin started. And he developed a program called One Team Global, so it's international. And he was an amazing, amazing person who was very loyal to his own principles, ethics, values, morals, and led by example. He died in a plane crash this week, and his own jet. And he was very instrumental in getting all of us to have whatever we're talking about now, all of the principles we're talking about and so on. He was actually the founder of most of what we're talking about. So he's a phenomenal person, and at 10 o'clock they're going to be just discussing with some of the leaders that knew him and really loved him. And just by chance, I want to mention something. When it was Thanksgiving, even though I have not spoken to Nathan for many years, I did send him a note to say, out of sight but not out of mind, thank you for being in my life at Thanksgiving. And he replied to that. And it's just keeping in mind people that have influenced us. And he's one of those great, great influencers that has helped literally millions of people. So anyway, I don't want to be.
All right, well, that started. So
that's what I'm saying.
We're going to wrap it up, everybody. Thanks so much for being here with us. We look forward to seeing everybody next week, and have a great weekend, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend and Friday.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.